fight someone at your own level, you know, like, I mean, and the better you become, right? More complicated things become as well, you know. Not necessarily harder, right? Like, I mean, but it just takes more time for you to get what you need, you know. And then, you know, like, I mean, you need to kind of like change the gears, though, you know, like, I mean, so you don't expect like to get the guard pass so fast, like we just did, you know. And then the knee slide is particularly good, you know, like, because you can be here the whole day, you're wasting very little energy. The guy is going through a lot of trouble, you know, like pushing you away. So most guys, you know, like Barra, you know, like they have a very strong, like a knee slide pass. I felt that on me, you know, like I mean, you can't resist that guard pass for like a few minutes, but eventually you get tired. Like, I mean, so it's not about the guy knowing something that you don't, you know, like, I mean, but he's using like, I mean, all that technique has to offer, right? Which is the ability to tire your opponent out, you know, like, I mean, then you get the pass. You know? So when you fight someone that has a very strong guard, don't expect like to pass the guy's guard so fast. You know, like, I mean, you might need, you know, like, to put him in a position that he will waste more energy than you. And then as long as you maintain that position solidly for a few minutes, eventually you're gonna get your pass, right? So when I go for the knee slide, that's usually my goal, right? Like, I mean, just to be solid, not get swept, don't let him get me out of there, right? And then just feel until, you know, like, I mean, his ability to push me away, it's not there anymore. And then I go for the finish. So we're gonna start the same way, right? Like, I mean, I need to get rid of that foot, you know, like, I mean, so if the hook was there, right? So get rid of it, control his pants. And then if I'm not going for the pass right away, I'm still gonna do the same thing, you know, just to kind of like get my foot like out of there. And then I'm gonna step over, but first I'll put him on his side. I want the leg that I'm going over on the ground already, like, I mean, before I go in. Alright, so if I'm going for the knee slide pass, this and then that. Alright, so my toes are on the ground, my knees are not on the ground yet, but my shin bone is heavy on his leg. I mean, that's what I like, right? Now I'm going to bring my elbow in as well, because one of the defenses of the knee slide pass is this, you know, the Z-guard. I'm going to start pushing that away, right? So I defend that with the elbow. I don't go for that lapel too soon, because then I give him an opening to bring the knee in, right? And then that's stronger than my grip so far, right? And so then I won't be able to progress, right? So I'm going for that eventually, right? Like, I mean, but like, I mean, I need to kind of address his lower body first, right? That grip I keep like all the way, like until the very end. Like, I mean, but first, you know, like, I mean, to address that leg. Keep that elbow like tight on your body, so your forearm on your thigh. Like, I mean, so then, if he wants to bring that knee over, it's going to be over my arm, and that usually won't happen. All right, so if you do want a grip, and I recommend so, you know, like, I mean, I usually start with the opposite one. Right? But this one I go a bit too deep. I'm not so stable yet, you know. But this, you know, like, I mean, for now, you know, like, I mean, it's a bit more stable. Remember, no, we're going for the pass, but things just got a lot slower, right? I mean, so there will be a lot of details, a lot of grips involved, you know, until we get there, right? So this grip, don't worry about it, it will be there, right? So this one as well, right? I mean, my priority is to avoid that knee from going in. So sometimes I roll my head a lot. So I stay pretty compact, not giving any room for that knee to go in, right? So once my head starts moving forward, I start pushing that leg backwards, advancing my knee forward as well, and I keep stepping that forward just to maintain my balance right? Once I'm this far away, then you can transition to the other grip, because it's a bit too far for him to kind of bring that knee in, right? So once you have those two grips done, this is the time when it's going to start pushing you with this arm, right? I'm going to move your knee backwards. Once your knee is on the ground, that grip on his knee is probably not so useful anymore, right? So now I'm going to use the grip on his arm. And don't move forward. Right? Remember that last 5% that people screw up, right? Like, I mean, this is this. Like, people get here then all the way forward, and the guy just go on his knees. Right? Your hips going to stay put, not going nowhere. Your knees going out, your hips going down. Right? Pull that up, and then return. Right? Don't be so much in a rush. No, you need to go high, because you won't wait on his midsection. Okay, so just start. Right? You're going this way. So you start with the hip. Right, so pop that out. Release back. Drop. Knee. Right? Right away. Go down. very compact, right? I mean, so if you're the one in the bottom, keep trying to get that knee in, just to kind of like, I mean, force the guy to do the right thing and be really compact, right? So now start moving forward. Once your knee touches the mat, you can let that go. You can go to grips a little higher. Working for his pants, for his sleeve, and pay attention on your hips now, right? I mean, point your knee out and see where your hip is at, right? I mean, so my hip now is right over his, sliding down, and now I'm right? That foot's useful as well to push yourself in. Let's say you're here, the guy do a hip skate. You lose balance, right? If that happens. So if the guy hip skate, I just keep pushing myself towards him, right? Because it will be hard for him to roll it that way. That usually doesn't happen. But if the guy hip escapes, he will be able to go on easily. Alright, and I don't want to let that happen. Okay, so from this, down, and adjust all the grips slowly, right? Like, I mean, always a double check, make sure everything is nice, right? And then knee down, adjust the grips, hold the sleeve, and little by little get your hand on the ground, right in front of his neck. All right? Good, let's try it.